up? YouTube Finance is in the house, and y'all chilling with Today, I'm gonna do a little bit of chatting and a little bit of cleaning, and just talk about. I'm all in one. I'm gonna talk about some of the message that I got today as I'm getting my clean on. Um, I know usually I would do this on Saturday, but God had me to rest. Let me sit down for a minute before I get started. Yesterday was a car show, and I really wanted to go, and I had problems with my car, and I wasn't able to go. And I was kind of disappointed about it because I wanted to get some good footage. I really wanted to go. I was able to get my car taken care of. It was nothing major, nothing very very serious. It was just a mistake that was made, but the car's good. The car's good to go. But later on, I was able to get some rest. I did a lot of resting yesterday, and later on, I went to the store that's on the way to that car show, and I noticed a couple of things that kind of stood out to me. I saw a couple of guys that was coming from that car show, and they had like Nazi jackets on, well, not Nazi, but Confederate jackets and stuff like that on. And you know, immediately I started thinking, listen, I know that people are going to be all around, all sorts, all types of people are going to be around, and no matter what kind of event you may go to, you're going to run into somebody that's about some kind of nonsense. Not saying that I didn't have no problem with the person or nothing like that. Like, but I feel, and I've learned in my life, when God allows delays, and I've been seeing this a lot, and I usually speak on it, but when things happen that holds me up from going to places, events, just nonsense seem to happen, and it stops me from the things that I want to do. Uh, our instincts is to be upset, like, dang, man, like I'm missing it, I'm missed out. But I'm working towards having an understanding with God as to why He allowed these things to happen. And I've been seeing more and more situations happen where I see that God is protecting me and shielding me. And I'm seeing it. I'm seeing why immediately. Like, it don't take long for me to see why God stopped me from being at a certain place at a certain time. So I was a little bit upset, but what happened in result yesterday, like, I was really exhausted. I was really exhausted. I slept for about 5 hours. For about 5 hours, I sit here and I started watching a movie, and I went to sleep and I slept for about 5 hours. And um, I think I was supposed to do a live yesterday. Um, I was beat. I was beat. And here's the thing. On top of that, when it was time to go to bed that night, I slept. I still slept. I, I would have thought, because I slept that many hours when it was time for bed, that I was going to be up late, extra late, because I already had all that much rest. I actually went to sleep my regular time, and I actually slept extra. Like, usually I'm up 7:30 in the morning, the latest. Today, I didn't wake up until after 9. And I was like, but God needed me to get that rest. And I like, listen, all of this stuff was it was starting to get to me a little bit. I got to be honest. Like trying to keep up with the YouTube and trying to keep up with regular life things, it was starting to kind of get to me a little bit. Um, Looking at the fluctuation of a YouTube up and down and feeling like I'm not being seen and heard. And it was all becoming a lot, on top of my own personal battles and journey. So it comes a time. I'm gonna say this, then I'm gonna start with my cleaning. It comes a time where you have to take a time out for yourself. You have to take a time out for yourself. If you don't, God gonna give you that time out. And a lot of times, we go and go and go and go, and we really don't allow our bodies to rejuvenate, our brains to reprocess, refocus. You know, these past couple of weeks, I've been going, 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 and I had a surgery, and I just been nonstop. And then in my free time, I'm nonstop YouTube, checking my YouTube and this and that, and it just became too much. And God had me to get some rest. So guess what? For anybody that's saying why he cleaning up on a Sunday, Sunday is supposed to be the day, God's day. Not necessarily. Honestly, uh, when God rested, he actually rested on Saturday. And Saturday usually when I usually do my work, and then Sunday I usually talk about the service or whatever like that. But he had me to rest yesterday, so guess what? Today I got some work to do, and I'm taking y'all along for the ride. Hope everybody doing good today. Today is Sunday. I don't know what day y'all gonna be watching this video, but I'm recording this as of Sunday, and just to let you see some of the things I got. I have not been doing my workout Wednesdays. Like I said, everything has been a lot. So I have some workout stuff that I'm gonna be doing. I'll let y'all get a little peek of that. Got a whole bunch of boxes to put up right there. Let y'all get a peek of this. Boxes right there that got to be put up. uh, Boxes right there that got to be put up. So since I got these cleaning tasks to do, I'm gonna talk to y'all a little bit as I'm doing it. Um, a couple of tips. Let me do this before I go get my hands wet. I think I'm gonna bust these suds real quick first and talk to y'all. Hold on, I ain't gonna sit around this noisy water. I'm just gonna run this water in here real quick. And then I'm gonna point out these points that I got from service today that I thought was really the topic that I had planned to talk about today. Really kind of relates to some of these points. All right. I did some of the stuff before I got on here. I went on and prearranged some things. Like I took the trash out because I wanted everything to be here in the house. All right. So while that's filling up, let me just tell y'all these points. All right, let me see. Being content with what God have you to be. Being content with what God have you to be. All right. Then we have what? Uh, um, what else? Let me see. You don't know. Okay, and also realizing this. This is something that we don't realize. This is basically just trying to be grateful about your situation even if it's not the greatest at this moment, just understanding that this statement right here, you don't know who's hungry for what you have. You don't know who's hungry for what you have. Being basically saying that somebody else is in a lesser. What's this up here? Oh, somebody else is in a worse situation than you are, and or I should say we, because I'm not judging. I'm not pointing no fingers at nobody. I'm saying this for all of us. We should be grateful for what we have in whatever situations we going through, because somebody else is in a situation that's way worse than what we are dealing with. In the same way, God is going to help us. He's going to help them, but He's going to help us too. But we just gotta be grateful for what we have. All right. So, and the point that he was making, I watched service from Pastor John Gray today. The point that he was making, he made it in relation to what I just said. He made a point of this: uh, a seed, a seed. We all come from a seed. All right. Now, in relations to us, let's say plants, for instance. I mean, not plants. Let's say vegetables. Vegetables don't have time to hate on other vegetables because they all have their own value. I like this analogy that he made. They all have their own value. Like, you're not going to see a tomato hating on a cucumber. They all have their own seed. They all have their own value, and they're all valuable in their own way. That in relations to us, we're the same way. We all started from a seed, and we all have our own direction, our own purpose, our own plan. There's no reason for neither one of us to look down on anybody else, because the plan that God has for us individually is perfect. So we don't have to worry about what God is doing for somebody, whether it's better or less. We don't have to worry about that because God have a great plan for us. So I wanted to get that point out, and for us to take that into the week, because we deal with a lot of hate these days. In this society that we live in, there's a lot. Let me make sure the volume up on here good. It was. In this society that we live in, is so full of hate and undercutting and backstabbing, and it don't have to be. It don't have to be, because our God loves us and He cared for us, and the Bible said that He will never leave us nor forsake us. That go for all of us. So we don't have to be upset or envious over anybody else's ups or downs or life, period. Because what God has for us is it's going to be excellent. So we don't need to worry about what nobody else has. What I do personally, I celebrate for people. I celebrate for people. And I know that's hard to do, especially because you do have people out here that they kind of, yeah, look what I got. Look what I got. Try to, rub it in your face, try to throw it in your face or whatever like that. Listen, I don't have a bit of hate in my heart towards anybody that God blesses. Because listen, the blessing is going to go around. Just because somebody else is in their blessing season, and you're not, don't mean that God is not going to bless you. But here's the thing. This is the trick of the enemy here. He want for, instead of you be focused here on Jesus and not worry about your bill is due or this or that. Just focus. He want for you to be worrying about how somebody trying to dangle their blessing in your face. That's a distraction. That's a distraction. We don't need to worry about that. We need to clap for them. We need to be happy for them. And if they're doing little penny ante stuff, we need to pray for them. That's what we do. We pray for them. Don't worry about it. Sitting there talking about, yeah, she had nerve to be trying to flash her stuff in my face, or he got nerve to be sitting trying to stunt on somebody and this and that and other. Listen, one thing people need to realize, one thing they need to realize, people like that need to realize, what God giveth, he can taketh. If he give you that blessing and you don't do the right thing, he can take it. He can take it back. But that's their lesson to learn. That's their lesson to learn. So you don't worry about if, you know, things haven't worked out for you yet. It will. Your time is coming. Your time is coming. And God gonna work it out for you. For you to have all the things that you need. Because the Bible also says he looked beyond our faults and see our needs. So he already know. You know, I'm gonna run some water in here, so I don't keep running that thing over and over. He looks beyond our faults and see our needs. We make plenty of mistakes. We human. Even with money, even when he do bless us. Plenty of times God bless me, and I sit and squander the blessing, and then look back at it looking crazy. When it was my golden opportunity to really do something, to really make a difference. But I didn't. I didn't. I got distracted, and I went off and messed up the blessing that God gave me. So he took it back. He took it away. The thing is, it's a lesson. It's a lesson in it. You don't keep doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over. You make that mistake, you ask God for forgiveness, and ask him to help you do better. That's where wisdom come in. I pray for wisdom all the time. I pray for wisdom, and I pray for discernment. Wisdom to help me make better decisions, and discernment to help me be able to see things more clearly, see people more clearly. It'll help you be able to see people even when they do smile in your face and say that they're your friend. It'll help you to be able to read people a little bit better when you have discernment. I spoke on this before, but like I said, I didn't know much about discernment until I got older. And that's why I wound up being an older person full of emotion, full of bitterness, because I did not have discernment, and I just was all in on helping people, helping. But all along, I was being used, I was being manipulated, and all the way until the point where I didn't have anything. And when I got to that point and I fell flat on my behind, I looked to some of the same people. Oh, they good now. They on their feet. You know, I helped them get on their feet. Maybe they can help me because I'm down now. And all I got was doors slammed. Doors slammed. Excuses. And it caused me to be angry and bitter. And I thank God He's been working on me and been working with me through this process. And now I have more understanding. I have more knowledge. I have more understanding. I have discernment. And I've been asking God for wisdom. And I've been trying to make better decisions. Now, check this out now. Especially for a lot of y'all young people. When you start making decisions and saying no, that's when you're going to find out who your true friends are. When they used to you saying yeah every time, the ones that's not, that ones that's full of it and using you, they're going to be right there. As long as you saying yeah. But when you start saying no, or I can't help you at this time. Not being nasty enough, and no, I can't. I'm sorry, I'm just not able to help you at this time. Now, a rational person will be like, okay, well, I appreciate it. And they can't say nothing bad about you because you always was looking out for them. So why would they have anything negative to say about you? But guess what? If they do, they was never your friend from the beginning. They sit there, this so-and-so, he or she, they know they can help me, and they just refuse to help me. And then just go around and talk about you and putting your name down, all kind of mess. They ain't no friend. They was no friend. They was using you. They were using you. As long as you was giving, they was taking. I learned that. In this world, I hate to say it, but there are two type of people, givers and takers. The thing is, being a giver is not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. But who you're being a giver for or to can help you or hurt you. Because, like I said, I was one that was give until I gave all out to nothing. And when I was in a situation where I was, I guess I could say the beggar. I was the person in need. I was the person that needed help. You know? It's just lessons that you can learn, especially young people. Us older people, yeah, we learning some stuff, you know. We done got wiser through the years. Some of us just, you know, I guess it's just such a habit of just letting people use and manipulate you. You just to have some kind of company in your life, you just go on and just put up with it. Me personally, that's a no for me. That's a no for me. Honestly, if I can help you, I'll help you. If I can help you, and God lead me to help you, I'm going to help you. But if I can't, even if I have the money, but I know really financially I can't do it, I'm not going to do it. And I'm not going to be funny with you. I'm not going to be mean about anything. I'm just going to let you know, listen, you know, I can't help you this time. So, and if that leads to you having a massive attitude towards me and don't want to talk to me no more, so be it. So be it. It just let me know you wasn't for me from the beginning. Money shouldn't break up no relationships. Money shouldn't break up no friendships. True friendships. But anyway, let me go and try to bust these. I ain't got too many dishes. I'm gonna bust this out real quick. Then I'm gonna go in and put them boxes up. Like I said, I feel good today. God had me to sit down somewhere yesterday, and that's what I did. And I got plenty of rest. I feel good about this week. I thank God for the blessings. You know, a lot of times we busy looking at our problems and situations and circumstances and don't realize just how blessed we are. Just how blessed we are. It's a lot going on out here. It's a lot going on over here in the United States and elsewhere. It's a lot. It's a lot of evil. It's a lot of hatred and discrimination and all. But here's the thing. God said it. It's in the Word. It's in the Word that this will happen. That's why we just gotta, stay prayed up and support each other as much as we can. But the thing is, there's gonna be a time where the devil is gonna be able to reign on this earth. And it's seeming like it's coming to pass. But I just wanted to start the week off with some positivity. I just want to touch bases with y'all. I apologize I wasn't able to do that video that I wanted to put up. I don't know if people was looking forward to seeing it. I know it's me personally as a man, like, I love cars. I love cars, and I really, really look forward to going to that car show. They have them all the time, but that one was the closest. The other one that they have is down in the Myrtle Beach area, and I haven't been to that one. But this one here was one that was just not too far from me, less than 20 minutes away from me. And I really wanted to go, but it wasn't in God's plan for me to go. But I'll still try to keep y'all up to date with different things going on down here. I know I haven't had a whole lot of time to get out. Like I said, I had that surgery on my eye, and I actually on my right eye, and I'm supposed to have the surgery for my left eye on Wednesday. So I really haven't done much of nothing. I've just been trying to stay encouraged. Just taking care of myself, taking care of the house. My girl, she been kind of going through some things, so I just been trying to hold her down. And that's why I haven't really been coming to the front as far as making these lives. And that's something that's important too. A lot of people I get it. You're supposed to take your job seriously. And this is a lesson that I learned from my father. My father, like I mentioned on my Father's Day video, my father was a hard-working man. Hard-working man. Like, he was all in when it come down to working. But his problem was he did so much working that he forgot about his family. He provided financially, but he forgot about his family as far as being there, being in a house, being active. And like I said, I'm not mad at him because it's probably the way he was raised. He was raised to be like that. But here's the thing, and I say that to say this, you know, this YouTube to me it's a job in itself. It comes with a lot of responsibilities. Um, it's a lot of adjustments. Like I said, I'm still learning it. I'm still learning it. I'm still, trying to figure everything out. But it's time consuming. It could be time consuming. And it really was getting to the point where it was consuming a lot of my time. To the point where, my girl, she started complaining a little bit, which was understandable, because, listen, life, okay, you got your job, you got your responsibilities, but you got to always remember, you got to take care of your household. You got to take care of your household. And you got to make sure that you there and providing more than just finance. You're providing the love and the care for your household, for your kids, for your wife, your girlfriend, whoever you got at the house you're taking care of, or that you love. You got to make that time for them. I know a lot of people is into, I got to go get that bag. I got to get that bag. Listen, getting that bag is fine. But getting and having a time with your loved ones, that time with your kids growing up, and you spending most of their time as they growing up on some job making somebody else rich, like, it don't add up. And I ain't judge nobody. Like I said, I was there myself, and I found out the hard way that I was just a number. I was just a number on a job. I'm giving my all, sacrificing my time with my kids, sacrificing time with my girlfriend, time with my mom. Committed, A1 worker. Anytime you need me, yes sir, I'm here. I wasn't nothing but a number. And I'm not saying don't work. You gotta work. If you don't work, you ain't gonna eat. You can't take care of your family. But what I'm saying is, don't make your job your top priority. I wish I could go back to them days when my kids was babies, worrying me to death about taking them to the playground, taking them to the swimming pool, wanting me to push them on the swings. Can you push me on the swings? Daddy, can you carry me? Remember telling them they started getting big. So I said, look, y'all getting too big for me to carry y'all. Y'all gonna have to start carrying me. I miss those days. And I wish I could go back and get it back. But I can't. That's why I'm sitting here talking to somebody. Got a young child. I can just see it in my mind. You getting off of work, coming home, and you exhausted. And that young child running to you, Daddy, Daddy, Mommy, Mommy. You want to spend time with them, but you're exhausted. Because you done got all beat up from out there working all them hours, trying to get overtime and this and all that, chasing the bag. In some cases, you missing the first steps. I was fortunate enough to see all of my kids' first step. I was fortunate enough to hear my kids call me dad for the first time. I wasn't so fortunate to teach my two youngest kids how to ride a bike, how to skate. I didn't know that my son don't even know how to skate until about what 6 years ago, 5 years ago. I said, the street that he live on, like it's nothing but street. Like I couldn't understand. Like why didn't you learn how to skate? Like that's the best place to skate. He never learned how to skate. And I said, dang. I'm sitting here wishing that I could go back and create those memories. But I can't. So guess what? Somebody on here can. They had an opportunity right now where they can go in and get those memories. Go in and record those videos. I had so much videos in the beginning with my kids, with my girls especially. But a lot of our memories, my mom had our videos and stuff at her house, and her house burned down. She lost everything. So I can't even go back and look at the old videos of the things that we was doing. All I got is the memories that's in my head. But I missed out on so much time with them that we don't even have a strong connection like I would like to have. Even though they grown adults, they still my babies. But when you missing out on all that time, they start to develop a feeling like you don't care. They feel like you think this is more important, or that is more important, or the person you with is more important, when it's not true. But that's what they begin to think in their head. I know it because that's what I felt about my father. That's what I felt about mine. He had this group of family members, and he was ride or die for them. And I felt like that's who he loved. He didn't love me. He loved those people. And it caused me to grow up and become bitter. But the good thing for me that I'm grateful for, I'm grateful that my mom kept me in church. I'm grateful that I learned about forgiveness and how God forgives us for us, and how can we expect him to forgive us when we can't forgive our brothers and sisters who we do see. I'm glad that I learned those lessons because of that, I did have them, that little bit of time to spend with my father before he left this earth. And I know that I would have really, really been. Oh, wait a minute, before I go over there. I would have been really, really regretting if he had left this earth and I had made things right with him, and if I had to turn my back on him when he was in time of need. So I feel good. I feel good knowing that I did right by him before he left this earth. Even though at one point I felt like he didn't do right by me, I still did right by him before he left this earth. And honestly, like I said, I got some things out of him that I needed before he left. And God made that happen. So, my point is, All of this goes into relations to this talk about the seeds and about uh, uh, just appreciating what you have, appreciating who you have, uh, just being grateful. Just being grateful. And loving the people that you have in your life, that do want to be in your life. And praying for the others. Even though you might have made mistakes, like I was just talking about, the poor choices that I made and the lost time that I had with my kids. I spent a lot of time living in regret, feeling guilty, feeling bad. But here's the thing. You can't spend your whole life in that state of mind. Because, like I said, God forgives us. Okay? He forgives us. So, part of the forgiveness tree is God forgiving us forgiving ourselves, us asking for forgiveness, and maybe the other party forgiving you. But that could be maybe, that could be yes or no. Whether they choose to forgive you, that's up to them. But you have to ask God for forgiveness. You have to forgive yourself. Ask them for forgiveness. And then what they decide to do from that point is on them. But I'm going to tell you like this, from personal experience. You holding on to bitterness and not forgiving people is going to stunt your life. You're not going to grow. How can you expect God to instill more grace and wisdom and purity in you, and you living with a grudging heart? You got unforgiveness in your heart towards people for things that in a lot of cases is old stuff. You holding on to it. Bitterness, anger. In a lot of cases, you sitting doing all that, and that person, they living life. Your whole life is you running around with a frown. Every time you see them, your nose all turned up. They winning in life. They're winning in life, and you mad. How are you going? How can you grow? How can you grow like that? You can't. You can't. You cannot grow. You cannot grow. And you definitely can't grow sitting around wishing bad on nobody. A lot of people do it. I hope this happened. I hope that happened. You cannot grow wishing bad on nobody. In fact, what's going to happen is what you're wishing on them is going to mess around and happen to you. You don't wish no bad on no, wish no ill. How they say wish ill or wish bad on people. You don't do that. That's a no-no. That's a no-no. Alright. I'm almost out in this kitchen. I'll bring y'all over here while I clean off this counter real quick. Like I said, some of the stuff I started working on before I came on live. And some of it I go more into hardcore deep into it later on. I just wanted to run through this real quick. Get a little quick chat in with y'all. Just touch up. It's been a while. Get some encouragement. Hope that I can help somebody. Listen, they don't call me Unc for nothing. I done been some places. I done learned some lessons. I even done made some mistakes. Even as an old man, I done made mistakes running around here doing silly stuff. But I thank God that he saw something. He sees something special in me that he allowed things to work out on my behalf. He gave me favor. So if I don't do nothing else in life, I'm definitely gonna give praise to God for everything. For everything. I used to sit and beat myself up because my vision wasn't, I know I mentioned this before, but I got new people. My vision wasn't great. I wanted to get my CDL license, and I couldn't get my CDL license because, you know, my eyes wasn't strong enough. You know, with a CDL license, you got to have a certain amount of distance, and I wasn't able to do it. But I was sitting crying and whining about that. But guess what? It was once upon a time where I didn't even think I was going to be able to get a driver's license. And I was able to get a driver's license. And not only get a driver's license, I had several driving jobs, delivery, driving box trucks. You know, I wasn't able to do the CDL, but, you know, I still was able to do what I like. Once upon a time, I loved driving. I loved to drive. And I was able to do some of those things. I even was able to drive the trash truck when I worked for the trash company. I didn't have no license to drive the trash truck, but I drove the truck around in the community. You know, the different communities that we service, and you know, don't you hate when you wash dishes, then you realize you forgot something? Look at that. I forgot that. Oh well. That'll be for the next time. All right, so the next thing we have is these boxes. All right, let me see what I got. But yeah, it's just, you know, we just have to be grateful and just appreciate the blessings that we have. You know, listen, God knows our needs. He knows our needs. So we don't have to worry about that. All we have to do is trust him. Trust that he's going to make a way. You know? And I've been there plenty of times where I came down to my last. And I thought it was over. I thought I was going to lose my car. Like, I've been in situations like that, and right in the nick of time, boom, God come right on through. Have me receive a check in the mail. Like, what? Like, completely unexpected miracles. And that's why I stand on the fact, listen, what God got for you, ain't nobody going to be able to take it. What he got for you, I'm looking at these boxes. They completely out of order. Yeah, what he has for you, you ain't got to worry about nobody taking it. I don't care if it's car, house. If it's meant for you, God is going to make sure you keep it. And if it's not meant for you, God is going to restore it. I've been in a situation And I can say it, I ain't gonna front. I was evicted. I was illegally evicted. And it was at a time where I was at the worst point in my life. Like sorrow, hurt, pain, and then that on top. And for some reason, God had me to be calm about that. I had the chance to go through that grieving process, even though I was in the midst of a storm. And God just had me just go put in some applications elsewhere. And sure enough, it took a few days, and I started having a little bit of doubts, like, oh man, like my money is running down. Like, if a house or apartment do call me, like I don't know if I'm gonna have the money to pay it, because I had to stay in a hotel for a few days, and then I got a call, and the lady said, "You still looking for an apartment?" I said, "Yes, ma'am. Yeah, I am." She's like, "I tell you what, I got something open." Matter of fact, this woman told me she wasn't gonna have nothing available for 2 weeks, and at this point I was at 4 days, 4 days after putting in the application. So she told me to go get a money order for like $100 and something dollars. I was like, $100 and something dollars. And here's the thing, by the time she called, I think I had probably about $300 left. There's no way I had the rent and security. She just told me to bring a money order for $100 and something dollars and come on and move in. Now that is the grace of God. And would make it so good. The place that I lost was a 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom place. But the place God blessed me with was a 2 bedroom, 2 bathroom. And I only needed $100 and something dollars to move in. What? What? If my girl wasn't back there arrested, I'd be screaming and shouting hallelujah. Like, that was a blessing, and that was God sent. That was nothing but God in the midst. But guess what? The devil wasn't happy with it, so he turned around and went and did some other things, and I wound up losing something else. But God already had it covered, so I wasn't worried about that. I had a decent place to live. I had transportation. We was good to go. So that's why I said the point is, what God got for you, ain't nobody gonna be able to take it away. And if you're going through a down season right now, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. God is gonna work it out for you. Just hold on and trust. And God is working out your situation right now, and as we speak, He's working on it. But I ain't gonna be on here too long, because I know they got some games on. That's probably where a lot of people at. The NBA season is started. The Lakers and the Warriors today at 5 o'clock, I believe I heard. So I'm just gonna take y'all on a ride with me and put these boxes up in here, and then I'm gonna let y'all go and have a great week. Matter of fact, how long I've been on here? I've already been on here for 55 minutes. So look, I ain't gonna stay on here long. Look, I'll I don't know. I'll see what happened. I may save these boxes for my workout video tomorrow. But listen, I just wanted to touch base with y'all, give y'all a good word, give y'all some good encouragement. I'll just go in and put these boxes up. Stay tuned tomorrow at, let me check the time, make for sure. Tomorrow will be October the 6th, I'm gonna be coming back with my workout Wednesday, but it won't be Wednesday because Wednesday I'll be getting the surgery on my left eye. So I'm gonna try to get me some exercise in before that because I know I'm gonna be on restriction. Um, Tomorrow, um, oh, okay, okay. I didn't put it on here. That's what it is. So tomorrow I have the finest workout set up for tomorrow. The finest workout with Next Level J, and I'll put something up, or I'll go live on both channels tomorrow and put these things up. The finest workout, Next Level J, and I'll put a. I'll find out what time it is, and I'll go live on both of the channels. Put these boxes up and get back at it. I hope everybody have a great week this week. Um, I hope I'm praying that I'm praying that God will bless you with all the things that you need, all the desires of your heart. Uh, but just understand this now. We may want that Lamborghini, that Lexus car, truck. If it's not what God had planned for us, we're not going to get it. So don't be too disappointed and upset. Like, I'm still waiting on my truck, but uh, God is not ready for me to have that truck right now, and I'm okay with it because He's making a way for me to, you know, do all of the things that I need to do with the transportation that I have, and I'm grateful for that. So, just go forward with this week. I pray that God will bless y'all to be able to, do all the things that you need to do, and that He continue to shield and protect you and guide you as you go through this next work week. I pray that He bring connections back together, you know, with so much going on in this world. It's important to keep up with your family members, even if it ain't no more than a phone call. Call somebody, let them know, make sure that they okay. Uh, like I said, we going through a crucial time, and the last thing any of us want is to hear about our family member not around anymore and leaving this earth feeling alone and lonely. So I, encourage everyone, to reach out. Reach out. We used to be old saying, reach out and touch. Reach out and contact your family members. Check on them. Make sure they okay. But that's all I got, y'all. I was going to go in and make a full video, but I forgot. This is NBA season is starting. Woohoo! To all the NBA players and all the NBA fans. So that's all I got for now. But I'll talk with y'all. I'll see y'all on the next one. But until then, love, peace, and blessings. I'll catch y'all on another one or the next one. Peace out.